Hello everybody and welcome, I'm Son of Mowgef. It's Thursday and I'm playing Diablo II Resurrected. The queue was reasonably short today, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm here with the Amazon character that we've been following. I did some leveling between episodes. I did feel like she was slightly, not very, but slightly under-leveled. As I mentioned before, I normally run the fake Tel Rasher tombs. I'll explain that later if you don't know what that is, to get my characters up to about level 25. Currently she's at 21, which is closer to being what she should be, what I feel like she should be. You might notice as well, I've made some gear changes between episodes. I've actually ended up in a weird place in regards to that. If I go over to the stash, so I've been wearing the Arctic Furs set. I've got the armor, the bow, the belt. The only thing I didn't have was the gloves. And between episodes, my barbarian character actually found the gloves. It's not a particularly good find for that character, but it's nice to have the full set. The thing is that while I was leveling, I was planning on switching out the Arctic set. You can see, I can't make it stay on the screen, but it says, you know, defense 108, durability 16 of 20, required strength 12, required level 2. So it's a low level set. What I was planning to do was to swap it out for the Saigon set. It's only required level 6, but it gives you better resistances. Gives you less cold resistance, but better other resistances like fire and lightning resistances, and it gives you some nice combat bonuses. So I did some leveling and I put some points into strength. You can see there. But that was before I found these Arctic mitts. I thought, well, I might as well just wear the whole set then. But you see, when I wear these, it drops my strength down because you get 10 strength from these, so that I can't wear the boots. So you can see I've left myself in a bit of a weird position. Now, I've got a bunch of equipment stored for my low-level toons that my barbarians found. I've got some goblin toe, which I might use. Required level 22, so I only need to get one level. But then, if I'm going to do that, am I going to switch over to the Saigon set? I don't know. I've made a change. I do have this armor here that I was planning to use for my mercenary, but I might actually just level up some more, and when I get to a higher level, rearrange my equipment again. So, like I say, I've left myself in a bit of a weird position in regards to gear. I guess that's fine. It's not a big deal at this stage of the game. I did a smart. That was my dumb that I did. I did a smart. While I was leveling up, I went and got a bunch of the waypoints. So if I run up here, look, and click, hello, there was a tree in the way. You can see I've got a bunch of the waypoints ready to go. So let's see what missions we actually have to do. Oh yeah, I still haven't got the Herodric Cube with this character. I'm so used to having the cube, there it is, there, with my other character, that it's just become a piece of like essential equipment that's always there. I've also got this one, destroy the serpent altar in the Claw Viper temple. It just so turns out that these two quests line up. If you look, search the Claw Viper temple for the headpiece. Destroy the serpent altar in the Claw Viper temple. So you can do these two at exactly the same time, because when you destroy the serpent altar, it drops the headpiece for this thing that we're collecting. First thing we've got to do is go and get the... Excuse me. I had something in my eye. We've got to go and get the Herodric Cube, which is going to be awesome. I love the Herodric Cube. So we need to go and get that. That's in the Halls of the Dead. And because I did a smart, I can go to Halls of the Dead level 2 immediately. So we don't have to wait around too much and watch me kill a bunch of enemies. I mean, there's still going to be quite a lot of that. Ooh, a mana recharge shrine. Don't mind if I do. Let's get rid of that enemy. You see, she's actually attacking really quickly. The other gear change I did, by the way, that I forgot to mention is... Hang on a minute. I keep finding these mantled hill rings with my barbarian. I found at least 8 of them. And they're all pretty bad rolls, admittedly, because they got variable stats. So I got rid of the other angelic... halo. Is it the angelic halo or the angelic wings? It's the angelic halo. It says right there at the top. I swapped one of these out for one of these. It's got mana, steel, and life, and it's not very good at all. They're actually like pretty rubbish, but it's better than what I had, and it hasn't affected my attack rating all that much. So my Merc is stood right in front of a traplet and he's not moving. This is the AI that you have to deal with when you play this game. Let's have a look. I'm just going to kick a bunch of jars, excuse me. Oh, hello. Jesus. Just got bum rushed right like from the door. It's not so bad. These are pretty easy enemies, so I do have to wander around in here for a bit and I'm doing the wrong things and taking hits. That's never a good idea. Especially with Amazon characters, they tend to be quite squishy. Oh, I didn't even notice that. My Merc actually did something useful for a change. There we go, and we'll get rid of you. Yeah, I need to find where to go for the cube. It's in here somewhere. And then what I'll do is I'll go back to town. I'll show you why I love the Roderick cube so much. And then we'll go on to the next mission. Not sure how many missions I'm going to get through in this episode. Hopefully a good amount of them. Given that I already have the waypoints, but I've mentioned in the past several times that I'm a bit rubbish at navigating these dungeons. So it always takes me a little bit longer. I don't mind so much, it's you know, actually pretty fun. I'm stood in front of a trap and not moving now. What was that? That was a chipped amethyst that I heard go bing! There we go. Oh, I nearly did it again. Yeah, sure, I'll have a resist poison shrine. Oh, I've actually ended up back at the beginning. Does that mean I need to go back? These ones in particular, these dungeons, are particularly weird to navigate because there's no clear indication of exactly where to go. There's no, like, noticeable landmarks you can use to say, oh yes, it's definitely that way. What is my mercenary attacking exactly? It says closed door. He's just over there having fun, apparently. I think I'm gonna just wander back just to make sure it's not on one of these paths that I ignored. Let's just try maybe this one, since that one's the beginning. Oh god, oh bloody hell. Again, I'm used to playing my barbarian character that can just run at enemies and then whirlwind right through them. Oh look! That's kind of convenient. So there's going to be a bit of exploring to do here, but for the most part, at least I'm in the right area. Have a look. You notice my mercenary, he's a... Oh god, hang on, I'm stood on the trap. He's supposed to have this blessed aim aura. That he apparently has it. He's just not using it. He refuses to activate it. Although I think that actually just forced him to do it. As you can see, we've got this effect that's on us now. I don't think we had that before. I am fairly oblivious, so we maybe did have that. There we go. I've been using this multiple shot fairly regularly. I can't wait to get strafe. It's not a great skill in the first few points that you put in, but we have 9 points saved up. I did put a point in guided arrow. I'm going to be maxing this skill and this skill. That's our strafe, the machine gun move that I've been so emphatic about. And I'm going to be using this. This is a great skill. It never misses. Except for, you know, when the AI freaks out and doesn't know what to do with the arrow. I've been putting a few points, you can see, in this. This just increases your attack rating, which means you hit more. I'll be putting a point there and probably be maxing Valkyrie. She works pretty well as a tank. But other than that, we're well on the way to having all the skills that I'm going to have. Like, this is like a bonus skill. It's not really all that important. We already have access to this skill that I'll be maxing. And I'm only several levels away from getting this skill. And as you can see, like, I'm leveling up really, really quickly still. A good sign that you're under-leveled. Oh, I just went round, look, in a loop. Well, at least I've eliminated a path as being a potential way to go. I'm stood in a bad place. These thin corridors are a bit of a pain in the neck for ranged characters. They're a bit of a pain in the neck for all characters, to be fair, but there we go. Let's see if I can get this guy through his crowd of undead minions. Yep! Something... One of the enemies exploded over there. I'm not... Was there a unique enemy in there somewhere? Maybe. Maybe there was. It's kind of hard to tell. Again, not really important. There we go. Let's go through here. Again, I keep running into, like, crowds of enemies. That's not something that's really a very smart thing for me to be doing. Let's get these characters resurrecting the other ones. There we go. Let's get rid of this as well. Like this guided arrow. It just goes off on its own. You can see, like, it has a bit of a freak out occasionally. Like, it just... Most of the time, it just doesn't know what it's supposed to be doing. Although, to be fair, it is one of those skills that you use for single targets. Like, I'll be using strafe most of the time, and then swapping out to guided arrow for the bosses, and... Oh, look, we're here! Let's get rid of these ones... Hello? Let's get rid of these ones that can't be resurrected. And then we're going to have to break through... Oh, actually, can I get... Yeah, I can actually hit that guy from here. I was at a weird angle, so I wasn't entirely sure. Let's have some fun with guided arrow. But it ignores one enemy and just goes for the other one. There we go. That should be the Herodric cube. I'm very happy about getting this. Let's have a look. All it does is update this, I think. Yeah. So now that I've got that, I'm just going to use a portal and go back to town. You can see it there. It's awesome. So for those of you that don't know why I like this so much, just let me look. Oh, hang on. Yeah, Deckard Cain had something to say about it. So yeah, you can use this for a massive amount of different things. You can craft magic items into crafted items, which can be quite powerful if you get a good RNG roll. You can use them to upgrade things. Like if I... Oh, hang on. If I get these potions, look, that I've been saving up, you notice it says heals 35% life and mana. If I get 3 of them and put them in here, and then transmute, it turns into a potion that heals 100% life and mana, and that's an immediate heal. It's not like these ones that slowly recharge your health or your mana over time. This is pretty much an immediate heal. They are very, very good for taking on bosses and things like that, because you can just fill your belt with them and just chug them. You can just throw them down your mouth. Also, you can... I might as well, you know, you can do the same with these chipped gems. These are the terrible ones. And that makes them better. And then if I got 3 of these and put them in there, it would make them into a proper diamond. And then if we get 3 diamonds and put them in there, it turns them into a flawless, and 3 flawless into a perfect. So it is quite a valuable thing to have. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick cut here while I transmute a few items, and I'll bring you guys back when we're ready for the next quest. Okay, I'm back. I just spent a couple of minutes transmuting potions and gems and things like that. Nothing particularly exciting. Let's have a look to see what we've got to do next. Okay, so we've got the cube. Search the maggot lair under the far oasis for the shaft. Oh god, the bloody maggot lair. Oh, I mean, this is an area that pretty much everyone who plays this hates. Let's have a look. There's the far oasis waypoint. If I have a bit of a run around, I will find the entrance to the maggot lair. And then you'll see why pretty much everyone hates it. It's such an annoying dungeon. And I have a bunch of enemies in the way. Oh, well, look at that. My mercenary leveled up instead of just, you know, running into a fight that he knows he can't win and then dying, which is what he normally do. What he normally do. Oh, hang on a minute. I need one of them. Again, I mentioned this last week, I think. My barbarian needs a bunch of chipped gems to do some rune transmuting, and he can't seem to find any because he's a high-level character. He always gets better than chipped gems. It's quite funny. There we go. Let's get rid of these guys. Awesome. My character is eating through arrows as well at the moment. Like, just killing these few enemies. Like, I topped up before I came out. I've used, what, more than 50 arrows already? Just killing those few enemies. And they're low-level enemies as well. Not like they're particularly difficult. Let's, oh, hello. Let's just run into a flock of murder birds. I can never remember what anything's called in this game, so I just make up my own names for them. You might have noticed. Oh, look, there it is, look. The maggot lair. And here we are, in this absolute awful bloody excuse for a dungeon. Yum. Nice gooey door. Most of the time these won't open. You end up faffing about with them, trying to get them to work like doors. But you can see this entire dungeon is it's very narrow. Your mercenary absolutely cannot navigate it, and if you're a necromancer that specializes in summoning, your skeletons just have no idea how to handle the corridors. They just wander backwards and forwards, desperately trying to not bump into the walls. I know they're skeletons and they're dumb, but your mercenary does it as well. Pretty much any minion that you have with you will just endlessly wander backwards and forwards. You can see him up there, look. He went forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards before he managed to get down here. Oh, oh god, hang on. It's not too bad with me and my mercenary, but summoning Necromancer has a huge problem in this area. Oh, hello! I never even saw those guys. It's pretty dark down here as well, which is an issue. Was my mercenary attacking through the wall then? I'm pretty sure he killed enemies here while stood over here. I mean, it's not... It's not bad that this... well, I guess it is bad, but it's just not unusual is a better way of phrasing it. This game does weird things, because it does weird things all the time. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go. These beetles as well, they're really annoying in this particular instance. You might have noticed that when you hit them, they look, do this lightning thing, and in a narrow corridor, there's nothing really you can do to avoid it, you just kind of have to take hits. Which is one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why it's good to keep your resistances up. This character's resistance are pitiful and I don't like it, but again, it's early days, so he's using less than ideal gear. To be fair, even my barbarian character at level 90, I think he's at? 89 or 90? He's got much less than ideal gear, but been having some weird magic find runs. Like, I keep getting some really good things, but I also keep getting absolute trash. Like, I guess that's just... Ooh, I got one of the worst runes you could possibly pick up. Alright, fine. Wasn't expecting it, that's all. Yeah, I keep finding, like, good finds, really good finds in some cases, but for other character classes. I guess I'm going to have to wander... Oh god, hang on. Every time I try and say something, some enemy interrupts me. It's very rude of them. I've just noticed I'm kind of looping back again to the beginning, aren't I? Oh, there we go. There's level 2. I don't remember if the thing that I'm looking for, the quest item, is on level 2 or 3. I think 3, actually. It's going to be a bit awkward, but it shouldn't be too bad. Like, the dungeons on normal difficulty tend to be easier than the dungeons on the other difficulty levels. Again, I think I mentioned this last week, the dungeons, the layouts of them are procedurally generated, but on normal and nightmare difficulty, they're simpler than they are on the other difficulty level, which is hell, which is where my barbarian is at the moment. Oh god. I couldn't move for a second then. Could you stop attacking so I can catch up, please? Oh. Again, I ran around the corner into an ambush. Door? This is what I was talking about. Look, door, please? I don't know if you're going to hear me clicking. I'm clicking. Like, what am I supposed to do if the door doesn't open? It will eventually open. I just need to find the magic pixel that makes it work. There we go. There it is. I don't know what I did different, is the thing. Like, if there was, like, a technique to get that to work, I'd be alright with it. For some reason, I can't run around that corner. Oh, there was an enemy there. I could... Maybe I'm just blind. I do suffer a problem with attention span. It might have just been that it was very obvious and I wasn't seeing it because I'm distracted talking. I'm absolutely going to say that was the case and just carry on. It's your fault, me, for making a video. It might just be because of the I certainly have it. Oh, hello, hello, thanks for just being piled up behind a door I couldn't see through. That's completely fair. See, I don't mind too much when they're just hanging out in corridors. It is their lair, after all. I just find it kind of cheap when you open a door and get bum rushed by 100 enemies. Which happens quite frequently. There we go. Oh, God. Oh, bloody hell. I could technically use my magic arrow here to do some scouting. You notice it gives off light. And if it goes, you know, after an enemy, I guess that might be a good way of telling. But in these close quarters, it's barely worth doing. There we go. There'll be a room in here somewhere with a bunch of enemies and a boss. Oh boy, that was a lot of enemies. I'm using the wrong skill. I'm supposed to be using multiple shot. If you just pay attention to my mana bar, by the way, it uses mana to use the skill, but then it replaces it because of the mana steal on that ring. You can see it goes down and it goes up. And eventually I'll get to a point that using the skill steals more mana than the skill consumes. It's pretty good. I'm just going to spam a bunch of like these arrows, I think. There's so many enemies in this room. Oh, here you go. My guy needed healing. Okay, that's a lot of them cleared out. There we go. I think that's most of them. And now it's dead. Look at all the goo and gunge, and I just picked something up by mistake. Oh, it's arrows. I guess I can do some of like this. Oh, my mercenary died of poison. The actual player can't die of poison. It reduces you down to 1 health, and then if you take another piece of damage, then it kills you. But your mercenary actually can die of poison. There you go, that's what I was looking for. Let me pick this stuff up. I'm just going to go back to town and resurrect him. I'm going to bring him back from the dead, literally. Here we go. Yep. Oh, hang on. No, I need you to identify items. Thank you. What did I pick up here? Cold resist? +3 extra cold from monsters. It's not worth keeping. What have I got going on here? Okay, so I'm just going to sell that extra stack. I'll put that there. That there. That can go up there. What have I got here? +1 to strength. I'm just going to get rid of it. I've got better charms in the stash. Right, let's go and resurrect our dude.
Yes, citizen.
There you go. You just casually bring him back from the dead like it's not an issue. What am I doing now? Search the Claw Viper Temple for the headpiece. So this is the one that I was mentioning earlier. It's 2 quests in 1. I think I have the waypoint for that. Oh, apparently not. The Lost City is the nearest waypoint, so just come along here and... Could you guys not? This is a good time to use guided arrow because you can just shoot and it'll, you know, you don't have to worry about them running around and doing their weird backflips and barrel rolls and all that kind of stuff. You can just fire off a heat-seeking arrow. I nearly said heat-seeking missile. It's wrong. That's not what it is. Oh, here's the Valley of Snakes. Conveniently right next to the waypoint. Here's the Claw Viper Temple. Not horribly keen on Claw Vipers. There's elite versions of these. Again, I think maybe I mentioned it. That you can come across later in the game that were bugged out in OG Diablo 2, and they still are. They apply their poison damage per frame instead of per second. Oh god, Jesus! Would you guys just not, please? I'm not entirely convinced I'm doing any good here. Oh god, my mercenary got himself murdered again. I'm not doing a hell of a lot better, admittedly. I don't know if I'm hitting that champion guardian. You see what I mean? Like, you open a door, you get bum rushed, and I can't really get in there very well. Oh, do you see that guided arrow? It started going in the room, and then it turned around and came back again. I'm trying to use it to kill those enemies that are respawning the skeletons. Could you just die, please? Die. Why is this like low level enemy got so much health? Maybe it's just because I'm not doing the damage that I'm used to doing. There we go. Well, that was a thing. A thing that happened. Let's have a look. I want to sort my potions out because they've got all wonky in my inventory here. I can use these in an emergency if I have to. Guess I'm gonna walk back and resurrect my mercenary again. I don't mind too much if he dies, but it's a little bit annoying to have to keep bringing him back to life.
Who goes there?
It's me, the person that keeps asking you to resurrect dead people. There we go. The issue is, look, if you look at my character level, I'm 21. If you look at my mercenary's character level, he's 18. So he's a lower level than me. They can't get above your level, but it takes a long time for them to catch up as well. They get into this position where they're too low level to live. They just completely get demolished by enemies. But at the same time, they're not going to gain levels if they're not alive to kill enemies and share experience and that kind of thing either. So it's, like I say, especially in the beginning game, it's like really awkward. Constantly having to go back into town to resurrect them. Also doesn't really help that he's wearing junk that I brought from the shop. Like, there's literally nothing special about the gear that he's wearing. Where are you guys coming from? Is there a spawner back here? Or are you just hidden behind a pillar? Really should use that guided arrow more. There is another little issue. Like, the guided arrow will pick an enemy and go straight at it. But if there's an enemy in the way, it'll hit that enemy. If I get a piercing attack, it should, if I remember correctly, and I admit that I might not be remembering correctly, it should pierce right through the enemy and still hit the one that it's going for. And pierce and guided arrow actually work really well together. Notice my experience. Look, I've got almost, what, a half bar of experience since I started playing. And all I've done is, what, 2-3 missions and killed a bunch of fairly low, well, not even fairly, like very low level enemies. Mana Shrine, don't need it right now. Get rid of that guy. Oh, hello. It's very not easy for me to switch techniques. I'm going from my barbarian, like melee character to a ranged character. And the difference is, well, I mean, it's a hell of a lot of difference. I've gone from running head first into enemies to having to be very careful of them. I'm looking for the stairs here to Claw Viper Temple level 2. Where's that bloody Guardian, whatever they're called? There's another one in here. Yeah, I could hear it resurrecting the enemies, but I couldn't see it. That was quite funny. I should also be keeping my eye open for these healing potions. I haven't been doing that. I don't know why I'm picking up gold either. It's just kind of habit to pick up things. There we go. Let's get rid of these guys. Awesome. Wow, there's actually a lot of enemies in this small corridor for some reason. There is another guy resurrecting enemies over there. Oh, there's actually two. Stop hitting me, please. I would very much enjoy being alive. There we go. There's those gone. Wow, that was... Look again. It's a lot of enemies. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know where I'm going either. I'm just randomly wandering around corridors talking nonsense. Excuse me. Still a bit gruff. These seasonal allergies that I suffer from hit me really hard this year as well. Seems to be getting worse every year, but that might just be me. I'm still suffering like the after effects, like I've got a dry, grizzly throat. Oh, is that the stairs I'm looking for? I just so happen to be accidentally wandering right towards them. There's going to be a whole bunch of enemies here. Ah, that's who I'm looking for. Let's get rid of you. That Claw Viper was just sat right next to me, so I just ignored it while it was ignoring me. Let me pick up some arrows. I'm not going to bother with the amulet. Oh. Well, for champion enemies, they really weren't that difficult. Even my mercenary managed to stay alive somehow. Well done! I don't know what his name is. Haseen? Haseen. Here we go, look. Boom!
Let there be light.
I'm not stood in the best place for that, am I? Look. Whoa! Look at that. An actual scorpion just tittering around. Oh look, so I've got to go talk to the townsfolk, and I've got to, I think, put together the Staff of Kings or whatever it's called. Did I not? I didn't actually pick up the piece that I needed. Use the Logic Cube to restore the staff and talk to the townspeople. So let's zoom off back to town. Let's talk to Deckard Cain.
Yes.
Don't care what he actually has to say as long as he identifies my random junk. Lightning was this +6? I'm not going to keep it. Like I say, I've got better. I've got a bunch of junky runes here. My inventory is constantly a mess. There you go. Completed that one. Let's use the cube and Reforge the staff like this. Whoa! Awesome. You notice, look, I'm in Act 2, I'm character level 21, and I've just used the cube to create an item there with no level requirements. It's got strength requirements, but no dexterity requirements and no level requirements. Like, pretty much every piece of equipment you have, not the arrows, of course, has a level requirement, but that doesn't. I think that's quite interesting. Don't know why you would use it. If you're at this point and don't have a decent weapon, you're probably doing something wrong. Wow, a half-decent weapon, I should say. So, take the stuff to Tal Rasha's tomb and talk to Drognan. Let's go ahead and do that now. Again, don't actually care what he has to say. So, I need to look for the Arcane Sanctuary within the palace and take the staff to Tal Rasha's tomb. The Arcane Sanctuary is one of my favourite places to go in this entire game. It's awesome. And that leads through to Tal Rasha's tomb, so I think what I'll do is wrap things up.
Excellent.
Yes, I do, Kane. Well done for noticing that. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to wrap things up for this video. It's starting to get on a bit. I'm going to do the same next week as I did this week. I'm going to, get the waypoints and then do the quests, and then I guess next week we'll be doing the rest of this act and we'll start Act 3. It's a good way of doing things I kind of just decided to do. It allows us to make reasonably quick process, and it also allows me to level the character between episodes should it need it. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining me. If you've got questions or hints, tips, comments, that kind of thing, put them down in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please do that. Please do yeah, you can tell my brain is starting to collapse in on itself. Yeah, the subscriptions have been going really well recently. I am working my way quite steadily up to that 1,000 subscriber mark, so thank you to all the people that do that. Come back tomorrow for Oxygen Not Included. I've torturing a bunch of poor colonists in that with my weird experiments and whatnot. So yeah, come back for that and I'll see you then.